Hello and welcome to Not So Awesome Review. Today we're looking at the Super Mario Bros. Movie Bowser action figure by Jakks Pacific. So this one is one that is a very big mixed bags because in the one hand, it's a really good figure. It looks amazing. The articulation on it is really, really good. On the other hand, the sculpting on the body ruins that articulation, and it's just like kind of frustrating because this could have probably been, again, a definitive Bowser. I mean, the only other ones we have are the figure arts one, which costs like an arm and a leg, and I believe isn't too articulated enough, but not super articulated. And then, of course, there's the video game version that you can actually still get on Amazon. Comes with a Mario, but that, again, it's not very articulated. There's no like knee articulated or articulation on it or anything. And then there's this one. So this one does have a cool fire-breathing gimmick, which we'll get into. It's actually really neat, and I really like it. It's really awesome. Even with that gimmick, it does hinder a few things, but it's like, okay, that would have been really cool if they had just done one major thing different. One major thing. A second thing that I wish they could have, fixed, but one very big thing. But before we get into that, let's talk about the aesthetics of this figure because, again, he looks really good. Jakks, they pretty much nailed it on here. The yellow could be a little bit better, I'm not going to lie. A little plasticky in some parts, but for the most part, you can see the scales. You can see the gradient into the green, which I think looks really good. His face came out pretty perfect. His Koopa shell looks really amazing. The little bands around his arm and everything in his wrist. Nice black, nice silver. Paint job on it, sculpt work on it for detail and everything is really, really good. His tail, everything about him, the fiery red hair, looks awesome. Again, this is very close to a definitive Bowser, but unfortunately, they sculpt his body sideways here, where it curves like this. I don't know, maybe this is because of the electronics that he has inside him or what, but because of that, his feet can't actually, I don't know, I feel like if they had curved it inwards right here, because there's this part that bulges out right there, he might have been able to actually use both his feet to stand up straight, because this one can go up like this, but this one ends up coming out like that. It can't come down anymore because, again, this plastic piece curves out here. So, yeah, it makes his really good leg articulation kind of useless to the point where, yeah, you can kind of get him to make certain kind of poses, but unless you have something for his foot to kind of like rest on, it's not going to be doing much. And I believe it was his foot. Yeah, I popped this off yesterday. You can see they put a ball peg in there, which is great. It suction cups into a thingy here, so it doesn't really behave like a ball peg. It's just flat. And again, kind of a weird choice right there, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyways, getting more into articulation, his legs can go out that much. Again, they can't go in too much unless you want to do something like that. Knees do bend really good. Again, it's just the fact that his body is molded badly there. Because otherwise, you could get him into a few more poses. His, feet rotate there. They extend forward a pretty good amount. It's really good leg articulation. Now, I will say it's a little loose, which is kind of annoying. He is a big figure, but I mean, it's not just that he's a big figure and he's heavy. It's just the feet definitely just feel like they're loose. So, great effort on their part. Horrible execution. This should have just been one straight thing going down like that. The tail does move around in two places, which is cool. It's a little bit rubbery. I do like that. The arms, again, I feel like the articulation could have been a little bit better if they had made it so his arms could go all the way down or something. Otherwise, it's decent enough. They open, they close. It's not the best joints, a giant ball right there, but open, close, rotate. No type of wrist, really, articulation aside from swiveling side to side. So, I don't know, you can't really move them inwards too much, because again, his shell, which, again, there's definitely ways to make this work, especially at $30, but I feel like the reason it costs so much is, again, because of the gimmicks this figure has. Now, there is, unfortunately, no head movement, again, because of the gimmick it has, but it's still a cool gimmick, so we're going to get into that right now. So like I said, this guy does have a fire-breathing effect, which is activated by a button right here. Now, it does come with a little tube right here, which you fill up with regular water, which I think it's great. I was wondering how this was going to work, if there was going to be like some type of powder, some type of other chemical that eventually you'll run out of, but no, it's just regular water. Just make sure when you open this package, this is behind him, take it out, don't lose it. You can do it without this, but it just makes it easier. So to do all this, you need to take off his shell, which is just rubber. It's really easy, just comes off like that, no problem. Again, nice rubbery shell. Back here, we do have a battery compartment. You have 3 AAA batteries, which do not come with him, unfortunately. You do have to get a nice little screwdriver, open it up, put in the batteries, put them in, close it back up. We have an on and off switch right here to activate it. And then we have right here in the hair, we pull this down and you can see right there a little area where you get the little bottle right here. You open it up. And it says to use like 3/4 of the water, so you're not going to pour too much. Just a couple of drops is what it wants. Something like that. I probably did a lot more yesterday, but yeah, you don't want to put too much where it's like flooding out and everything. Close the water back up. Put this back in. Of course, you could have this off while you're pouring it. I don't think it's going to really make a difference, to be honest, but just pointing that out. You can put the shell right back on. And you do want to do the hair while the shell is open, because otherwise it's kind of not really possible to do because the shell does get in the way. Turn him. And then we just push the button. I don't know if you guys can actually see that because of all the lights, so let's turn some of these off. So as you can kind of see there, it does shoot out kind of steam. It's cold, which is what's really interesting about it. It does have that cool little light that lights up too. In a lot of light, you can't see it too much. You can turn off the lights and you'll see it a lot better, but you should be watching some B-roll of it right now. And yeah, it's actually a really cool feature. I really do like it. I think it's awesome. Again, it hinders some of the things they could have done with this figure. Maybe we'll get another release where he doesn't have these features, which I kind of hope so, because I honestly wouldn't mind a Bowser that could, one, use his leg articulation without having this weird curve. 2, can close his mouth and open it. That would have been a nice touch. And 3, just maybe a little bit better arm articulation. Again, it's Bowser. It is one of those figures where, you know, unless you're going to invest a good amount of money in just tooling and everything and figuring it out, it's not going to be very easy to get to articulate. But again, I wish for $30 we could get a little bit more movement. That said, because of the feature, yeah, I can see how it kind of justifies the price for it. It's a big figure, $30. It has electronic parts. It has that little LED. It shoots out some smoke. The articulation, again, would have been so good if it just wasn't for the molding of the body. Again, don't know if that has anything to do with the electronics in him. I honestly don't think it does, because battery pack is like in the middle of his body and that's right there and it's in his head. I feel like this was just a mess up in, I don't know whose department, but somebody's department. Anyways, for a quick size comparison, let's start off with the SH Figure Arts Mario, because I feel like this Bowser is honestly very compatible with just any Mario figure. It's just Bowser. It doesn't look any different like Mario. You can tell, you know, it's not video game Mario. It's Mario, but you see the differences in like the wrinkles and all that. But when it comes to something like the SH Figure Arts Mario, definitely a good stand-in. He's a good size. See it right there. I actually really like this size a lot better than the Mario figure from this actual line. Not that it's bad. It's just that I like Bowser kind of towering over. Here we have the other Jakks Mario from their main video game line. This is Star Power one. Again, size difference right there. I do like it. They're essentially the same size, that one and the Figure Arts one. When it comes to the movie one, you can see how much taller this Mario is and how much Bowser, although he still towers over him, it's not a big difference. I wish it was just a little bit more. If his feet could just like extend all the way up, you know, it would be so much better. It would be a lot more menacing and stuff. But yeah, because of, again, the way the body is molded. It's not going to really happen. But it is cool to see these figures together. I'm happy to have a Bowser in my collection finally. I've been wanting one for a while. Figure Arts one cost way too much. Was always hesitant to buy the other one because, again, he didn't have like the greatest looking articulation. But after messing with this one, I feel like it wouldn't make that much of a difference, especially in the feet, because, well, again, although this one does have some leg articulation, you can do a little bit of posing. You can't do too much. That's going to be my main complaint about it. This one could have been perfect. Just like this Mario could have been perfect if it wasn't just for a couple of things. Don't get me wrong, still the best Mario we probably have. This Bowser could have been perfect. Jakks is right there with this line. And, they need a little bit of a push, and I think, they'll have something really, really good here. They're on the right track, and yeah, I don't really have much else to say, other than I do recommend this Bowser if you don't have either of the other two. I recommend him over the other two just on price alone, $30, versus over $100 for a Figure Arts one. Though if you find a Figure Arts Bowser for cheap somewhere used and it's an official real one, yeah, obviously pick it up versus the other one that comes with the little Mario. Yeah, this one is still, I think, better because, again, the cool fire, LED gimmick and everything looks really cool. I like it. And it's a nice size. It's got a little bit more articulation than the other one, albeit it's limited, again, because of its mold. Anyways, that'll pretty much do it for my review of the Super Mario Brothers movie Bowser action figure. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it doesn't come off like I'm hating on this line at all, because I'm actually really liking it. I'm very excited to be getting these Mario figures. It's, like I said, I've been wanting to get more Mario figures for a while. It's just every time I see them, I'm like, yeah, that's a re-release. Yeah, that's just a repaint. So getting stuff that's new, that's updated, that's better, it's awesome, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It's just so close to being perfect, and there's like these little minor things that if they had just gone through, I don't know, product testing or something, I feel like they could have caught some of these issues, especially with Bowser having the weird molded crotch line where it stops his left foot from doing anything. I mean, it would have really helped with posing, but maybe that's just me. Up next should be Luigi, followed by Peach, which Peach, man, I both like and dislike that figure, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and yeah, more Mario stuff to come. And again, hopefully the Sonic stuff, if I can actually find it. I haven't gone to the store today, but soon, maybe tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.